A Sunday afternoon at the ballpark. It's D-backs baseball, brought to you by Sanderson Ford. Another road trip looms, a chance to head to Chicago with a win over Colorado. And it's Zach Greinke on the mound. D-backs and Rockies next on Fox Sports Arizona. Good afternoon from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthume, Luis Gonzalez along the way. It's been a grueling series so far against these Rockies, but a chance today to win the series finale. And Gonzo, that's all Zach Greinke has done lately. Win. He has lost only once since the end of May.
Yeah, he's really paid up to the billing here as being the #1 ace starter for these Diamondbacks. 7-1, 2.62 ERA. He's the guy who we need today to come out being the ace.
He's up against the Rockies' Antonio Senzatella. Offensively lately, Steven Souza Jr. Gonzo really picking up the pace.
Yeah, he's starting to feel good. He was swinging the bat really well going into the All-Star break, and yesterday he had a fantastic game. Let's hope he can carry it over to today.
3 hits last night for Souza, back in there tonight. D-backs and Rockies coming up on Fox Sports Arizona. D-backs baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. And by your Valley Honda dealer, where you'll get more standard features for less money. By Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz. By One AZ Credit Union. Let's bank together. And by Gila River Hotels and Casinos. The card by Gila River Casinos earns you rewards 10 times faster than ever before. Sign up for the card today. Oh, life in the National League West can be tough. The D-backs only a game and a half off the division lead behind the Dodgers, and hosting the Rockies in the series finale here this afternoon before we're off to Chicago and San Diego for a road trip that starts tomorrow at Wrigley Field. Zach Greinke on the mound today against the Rockies, and right now let's introduce the voice of Chase Field, Mr. Chuck Drago.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and please remove your hats. Please direct your attention to the field as we honor the United States of America and pay tribute to our veterans, active duty, and retired men and women of our armed services. The Arizona Diamondbacks and the Colorado Rockies invite you to join in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, performed by the Bravos from the Commissioned Officer Association.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We are set for baseball inside Chase Field. D-backs baseball brought to you by Sanderson Ford. Steve Berthume, Gonzo Kate Longworth with you. Oscar Soria and Rodrigo Lopez on our Spanish language broadcast on Fox Sports Arizona Plus. Nice and comfortable inside Chase Field. D-backs trying to avoid a sweep at the hands of Colorado. Gonzo, Rockies rolling. They've won 7 straight, 15 of their last 18 games. And here's the batting order for Colorado, brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers.
Yeah, leading off for the Rockies, Blackman, followed by Parra, Arenado, Gonzalez. In the bottom half is Story, Desmond, Hampson getting his second start in the big leagues. Tom Murphy, who hit the pinch hit home run last night, getting the start today behind the plate. And Antonio Senzatella today on the mound, hitting 9th.
And for the Diamondbacks, your Ram truck starting pitcher is the all-star Zach Greinke. Having another all-star caliber season, certainly. 10-5 in 20 starts, a 3.18 ERA. And as we mentioned a moment ago, he has lost only once in his last 9 starts.
Yeah, he's been really good here for the Diamondbacks as of late, and we need him to continue that trend going into the last 2 months of the season here for the Diamondbacks.
For a look around the diamond at the D-backs defense today, that's brought to you by E.D. Marshall Jewelers.
Yeah, going around from left to right, you got David Peralta in left field, A.J. Pollock in center, Steven Souza Jr. in right field, and third base, Jake Lamb, Nick Ahmed at short, Daniel Descalzo playing second today, Paul Goldschmidt at first. Behind the plate, Jeff Mathis, and on the mound, the ace, Zach Greinke.
Ramon DeJesus is our plate umpire today, calling the balls and strikes. Carlos Torres at first base. Scott Berry is our second base up, and there is the crew chief, Paul Nart. He's at third today. The D-backs, for the first time all season, suddenly finding themselves in third place in the division, but still only a game and a half behind the Dodgers for the NL West lead. The Rockies in second place, just 1 game back. How about that, Gonzo? 3 teams all separated by a game and a half.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy here this next month and a half to 2 months. There's going to be a lot of teams at the top of that division keep jockeying back and forth to see who's going to finish on top. I really think it's going to be a team having to go out and make a long stretch winning streak run to go ahead and take this thing.
And there's already bad news where the Dodgers are concerned. They lead at Milwaukee right now 11-2. A 9-run lead over the Brewers during the 6th inning. And the Giants just underway at Oakland. That game no score in the first. Johnny Cueto on the mound for San Francisco against Sean Manaea. Charlie Blackmon will lead it off for the Rockies. 288, 19 home runs, and we are set to go the series finale. The D-backs and the Colorado Rockies. Rockies come in a season high 8 over 500. They have won 6 straight series. They've already clinched a series win here with their victory last night. D-backs have the shift on. Fastball's a strike. We're underway 0-1. Charlie Blackmon 3 hits in the series. He has walked twice and scored 3 times. 3 defenders on the right side of the infield. Another fastball from Greinke, and very quickly he's ahead 0-2. Gonzo, we saw Zach last week in Atlanta, and he looked as good as he has all year.
Yeah, he did. He had a great curveball working, and his pinpoint command was really on that last game in Atlanta. Let's hope he can continue that trend today, especially against his hard-hitting team in the Colorado Rockies.
And that was last Saturday at SunTrust Park. 7 2/3 scoreless against the Braves. Gave up only 4 hits. Fastball away. Zach in that start did not walk a batter, had 7 strikeouts, and said it was the fastball that was the pitch that worked so well for him. Made all his other pitches better. The fastball location was really good. Jeff Mathis back there again. Another fastball for Blackmon fouled away. What do you make of the way these two work together? I mean, they've really become 2 peas in a pod, Jeff Mathis and Zach Greinke.
They have. They seem to be thinking on the same wavelength. I know sometimes we say Greinke's just a different type player. He doesn't really talk to a lot of guys, but when you got a guy that you can really trust back there, as Jeff Mathis is to him, they really feel comfortable working together.
It's fun to watch. There's a little change up. Blackmon reaches out and taps it to Descalso, and they get Blackmon at first. Gerardo Parra, former Diamondback, batting in the 2 hole for Bud Black. 295 and 5 homers.
Well, when you think about Zach Greinke at home, his first 5 starts ever here at Chase Field, 1-3. Since then, 21-4.
I remember when he made his first D-back start against these Rockies a few years ago, and it didn't go all that well. Everyone said, oh no, he's not going to be able to pitch in that ballpark. It's a hitter's ballpark. This might not work. Well, it's worked out just fine.
And the team is 26-10 when he pitches at home. So if there was a guy that needed to be on the mound today after losing the first 2 games of the series, this is the guy you want.
That's why they're paying him, and he has delivered so far. A lot of fastballs early from Zach Greinke so far. Jumps ahead of Parra 0-2.
You know what made Bob Brenly a great manager to the players was he always had good meetings before the games, but he always picked his spots. He always had it before Randy Johnson or Kurt Schilling was pitching for us.
Timing is everything.
That's about it.
In life and in meetings. Now, you don't have a big meeting when Omar Dahl is going to pitch or somebody.
No, I mean,
you wait until RJ's out there.
You know, we'd lose a couple games in a row and BB say, come on guys, we got to get back on track, and then we look at the lineup and you go, oh, Randy's throwing today. Of course. we like our chances.
So you guys caught on, did you?
Yeah, after a while. We weren't that smart, but we caught on to BB.
There's that hard Greinke changeup. 87 miles an hour. It's more of a movement pitch for him than a velocity differential. You can see Zach at home this year. He's only lost once. His Chase Field ERA just about 2.5. Here's the 2-2. Went to the slow curveball. Parra just did get a piece to stay alive.
Well, he's really used that eephus curveball a lot as of late, and it's really been an effective pitch for him. We saw him use it against Markakis with the Atlanta Braves a couple times. Frustrated the all-star outfielder.
That's the thing about Greinke. He is constantly evolving. It is an ongoing process. It's different every week, which is what makes him so much fun to watch. That slider to the back foot. He gets his first strikeout. So we saw in that at bat, fastballs, changeup, the eephus, and the slider.
Boy, this is a great location for that lefty, down and in. Hard spot for him to get to, for Parra to get a good swing at it. You see him swinging over that for the strikeout.
He's starting to make some progress with that slider. It hasn't really been there this year, but the last few starts, it's sort of creeping back into the win column. Arenado, 313 at 992 OPS, leads the National League. And his on base percentage plus slugging percentage. First pitch slider in a good spot, 0-1.
Boy, and Nolan Arenado was looking to ambush him right there, and he just missed it off the tail end. So it was a nice pitch by Zach Greinke.
That showed a lot of early fastballs to both Blackman and Parra, and then kind of sucker punched Arenado that time. Coming back inside here. There's the fastball in. It's 1-1. Arenado 0 for 4 last night. He had a walk, couple of strikeouts. He homered twice here Friday. Got that fastball in, 1-2. Arenado in a three-way tie for the National League lead in home runs, along with Milwaukee's Jesus Aguilar, and the Cardinals' Matt Carpenter has suddenly become a home run machine.
When you watch Arenado hit, Arenado just moves around constantly in the batter's box. He's not one of those guys that just kind of sits there and waits for the pitch to come. He's got a lot of movement up there at the plate with his feet and his arms, his body.
It's a very high motor, and it's always running. Just got a piece of that fastball. Trying to slide her way out there. Now it's 2-2.
I think if you look at two of the National League players that have really been good in our division the last 5-6 years, it's been this guy right here and Paul Goldschmidt, our first baseman. These guys have both been overlooked for the MVPs.
Very consistent every year. Guys in LA kind of come and go. Justin Turner is up and down. Bellinger's up and down. But Arenado and Goldie, they're there every season.
Look at their numbers at the end of the season. Their home run power numbers, their RBIs are always there.
Cargo would be next. Full count on Arenado, 3-2. Winds it down the line in right, and out of play. Got a fastball. Well, he's making Greinke work here. This is the part I like best about Zach. You can see the wheels spinning. The thought process. How am I going to attack him? How did he react to that last pitch? What might I throw here? What would work best? And it's amazing how often Mathis is thinking the same thing. And he's able to check on that slider. And it's a 2-out walk.
That's a good pitcher's pitch right there. Boy,
that's in a real good spot.
Unfortunately, he didn't get the call from Ramon DeJesus and extends the inning.
Brings up Carlos Gonzalez. Cargo 281, 11 home runs, an 8-pitch at bat by Arenado. Means at least a 20-pitch inning for Greinke. Boy, put that fastball in a bad spot. Gonzalez missed it.
Well, and I think the simple fact that he's only throwing 91, 92 miles an hour, but he's got all that off-speed stuff. It sits in the back of the hitter's mind. So when they get that fastball that they're able to hit, they usually miss it.
The fastball velocity for Zach has been pretty consistent, 90-91 lately. There's a 91 mile an hour fastball. StatCast AI powered by AWS. There's the cargo shift. Ahmed, the shortstop, in the middle there on the first base side of second. Change up in the dirt. Arenado was halfway to second. And Mathis forces him back to the bag at first.
Well, he thought about it, but Mathis did a great job of getting on top of this ball to get it in a hurry. Nolan hits the brakes and comes right back to first.
And it didn't roll far enough away from Jeff or Arenado to commit all the way. Now Cargo's ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Greinke having to throw a lot of pitches in this first inning. Way inside with a fastball, and now it's 3-1 with Trevor Story on deck. And Story's about as hot as they get right now. Now Lamb and Ahmed will change places in the shift. Lamb, the third baseman, standing in the second base spot. There's that changeup, and it's full 3-2.
Oh, and he threw it in a good spot there. You see Cargo cheating for that heater, and that changeup just kind of falls out. The bottom falls out of it. Swings right over the top of it.
That pitch just kind of diving down and away from the left-hand batter. Didn't want the fastball. Goldie behind the runner. There goes Arenado. Slow curveball, and he got him. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Zach Greinke. D-backs coming up. Pitcher for the Rockies is Antonio Senzatella, 23-year-old right-hander who's had a disjointed season. He's been up and down from the minors. He's been back and forth between the rotation and the bullpen, and he's been on and off the disabled list, most recently, Gonzo, with a blister problem.
Yeah, you see there 20 strikeouts, 9 walks, 30 and a third innings. 258 opponent's batting average.
David Peralta leads it off for the D-backs. Fastballs right there, down and away for a strike. David 289, 16 home runs. Here's a changeup. That's a pitch that Senzatella has really tried to discover lately. He's got to find something besides that fastball. The slider hasn't worked out a whole lot. He's always been kind of a one-pitch guy. They're looking for some kind of secondary pitch that'll stick. And lately he's been working that changeup. There's the fastball. It's 1-2. The slider's come and gone. He had some success with it last year, less so this season. And that blister problem certainly hasn't helped the slider. Here's another hard changeup. Time Gonzo for your Valley Honda dealers key to the game.
Well, my key to the game today is blister the fastball. You just talked about him being on the disabled list with a blister on his hand. So let's try to continue to blister the fastball coming in.
You got to think that blister might cause him to throw fewer sliders today. So you're guaranteed to see a lot of fastballs anyway. That was one right there. Murphy's on it, one away. Here's the D-backs starting lineup presented by your Valley Chevy dealers.
Well, you just saw David Peralta leading off for the Diamondbacks, followed by Paul Goldschmidt, A.J. Pollock, Steven Souza Jr. hitting cleanup. Jake Lamb in the 5-hole, Daniel Descalzo hitting 6th, Nick Ahmed hitting 7th, Jeff Mathis behind the plate hitting 8th, and on the mound and hitting 9th, Zach Greinke. Pretty good hitting pitcher hitting 9th.
Good base stealer, good defender, does it all.
Yep.
Yeah. Goldie 277, 21 home runs. Oh, there's a curveball. Senzatella starts him off with a bit of a wild card there.
And that curveball's been really inconsistent for him.
Trying a slider. That was the one that's maybe created the blister problem. There's the defense against Goldie. 3 defenders on the left side. Fastball in. Got the low strike call from Ramon de Jesus, and it's 2-2. AJ bats third today.
I think for the D-backs, the key is going to be having a guy like David Peralta at the top of the order to get hot, because he creates a lot of offense for these guys behind him.
And that 4-hit night the other night. Let's take a look at the Rockies defense. That's presented by E.D. Marshall Jewelers.
Well, for the Colorado Rockies, going around from left field to right, you have Parr in left, Blackman in center, Cargo in right. From third to first, Nolan Arenado at third, Trevor Story. You got Hampson making his second big league start. Ian Desmond at first, Murphy behind the plate, and Senzatella on the mound.
Senzatella was a 10-game winner as a rookie with Colorado last year. And this year he's kind of been all over the place. There's a fastball right by Goldie at 95. That's always been his best pitch.
Yeah, and he kept it in a good spot here. You're going to see that pitch over the outer half part of the plate, just off the plate, but fast enough to put it by Paul Goldschmidt there.
Well, Goldie has now struck out 7 times in this series. 2 down for AJ. Batting .299, a dozen homers. Coming off that 5-hit game Friday night. He walked twice and scored last night. Once again, the Rockies line up with 3 infielders on the third base side against the right-hand batter.
We know how good the Rockies have been playing. We just need the D-backs to just catch fire here.
And AJ drops one down the line. Parr's got it in the corner, and Pollock's got a 2-out double. How's that for catching fire?
There you go. A nice piece of hitting here by AJ. Gets that fastball 93 miles an hour and shoots it down the left field line.
Well, let's see what Steven Souza Jr. can do here. He's starting to heat up. 3 multi-hit games in his last 6. He's got Pollock at second and 2 down. Souza 212 and a homer. Coming off a 3-hit night last night, he knocked in 2 runs. We've seen him, Gonzo, be very aggressive very early in counts. Lays off a fastball down and away. What are you seeing from Steven Souza Jr.?
I just think he's got a little bit more confidence going now, and he's starting to relax a little bit at the plate.
Base hits will do that for you, huh?
It really does. It makes you feel really good. You sleep a lot better at night.
I bet. Well, that's the call that Zach Greinke couldn't get in the top half of this inning. 1-1.
Boy, it'd be really nice for Souza to get a base hit right here to really get that confidence level at sky high. Start driving in some runs.
Souza. That's a fair ball. Here comes AJ. Steven Souza Jr. makes it 1-0 D-backs. He's heating up.
Boy, now he really feels like he's starting to contribute to this ball club. And that perfect timing, too. Now's when you need him.
Back-to-back 2-out doubles.
Boy, he stayed on that pitch. Really nice breaking ball down.
Yeah, Senzatella, if he's got to throw breaking balls, off-speed pitches, it's going to be a short day for him. And Souza takes advantage. Here's Jake Lamb. Jake trying to get it going right now. 230. He's got 6 homers. He was off last night on Jake Lamb bobblehead night at Chase Field.
See if we can get Jake Lamb to trade places with him right here one more time. Got back-to-back doubles. See if we can get another one.
That was the 86th first inning run given up by the Rockies this year. That's the most in the majors. It's been a quiet month for Jake Lamb at the plate. This is the bat they really need to get going from the left-hand side. Jake just 3 extra base hits and 4 runs batted in July. Chance to make it at least 2-0 right here. There's a fastball in there for a strike.
Well, I tell you what can really turn this offense around. They win this game tonight. They go to Wrigley Field. You get to that ballpark, and I used to always look at the flag driving through in the cab. You look out there. If you see that flag blowing out, there'll be some good crooked numbers put up by the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Out toward the lake. Good slider from Senzatella. Jake's in one of those stretches where it's always 0-1, 0-2.
Yeah, when you're not swinging the bat well, sometimes you feel like you're already in the batter's box 0-1, 0-2, and then of course you go up there, you take a good pitch, you want to see a pitch sometimes, and then you think back and you say it's a good pitch that I should have hit. You start doubting your abilities.
And that compass just kind of starts spinning around and you just can't find true north. There's Dave Magadan, the hitting coach. AJ all smiles after his double. On the ground to Hampson at second, the rookie, just his second big league game. That ends the inning. But Steven Souza Jr. comes through again. It's 1-0 Diamondbacks.
on the mound. He's a 5-time All-Star and was just recently named to the Diamondbacks' 20th anniversary team. And when the team's on a losing skid, he's the guy you want on the mound. He's the Diamondbacks ace for a reason. He may be quiet, but his impressive numbers speak for themselves. And when Zach is on the mound with his methodical approach to the game and his teammates knowing what a student of the game he is, it just gives them a different confidence. You always hear it starts with the starter. They set the tone for the game, and the Diamondbacks feel that when he's on the mound. And Gonzo, I know you alluded to that in the first inning, but what is it like from a player's perspective when maybe you're feeling the pressure to try and get things done, but you walk into the clubhouse and know your ace is on the mound today?
Well, you're exactly right, Kate. I think when you're coming to the park and you know your ace is up there, this guy is one of the most well-prepared pitchers in the game. And you know, with a catcher behind the plate and Jeff Mathis, that they've been working well together. You know they're going to give you max effort every time they go out there, and they have a game plan. They usually stick to it.
And it seems like, Gonzo, and I'm sure this was the case with Randy and with Kurt, there's a little different buzz. The energy level's a little higher on those days.
Yeah, absolutely. You always felt good. You almost felt like you were coming to the yard. You were already winning 1-0 like we are right now.
Trevor Story, the shortstop, fights off a fastball. Well, Greinke, a walk, sandwiched in between a couple of strikeouts in the first inning.
It's like the old Christmas. You got mistletoe and Greinke's sitting right under it waiting on you there.
Wow. Nice work. What just happened? 1-2 on Story. Didn't offer it the slider. 2-2. Story red hot. He's riding a career best 12-game hit streak and batting .426 during his 12-game streak. Desmond will be next. Swing and a miss. Boy, that slider getting better and better every week.
A nice pitch right there by Zach Greinke. You see the rotation on it, just breaking down and away.
That was the pitch that was so effective for him for much of last year. Been a little inconsistent this year, but is much improved lately. Here's Desmond. 238, 18 homers. He's got 3 hits in the series. He's doubled and tripled. His bat's starting to come around for Colorado this year. Well, he's got that fastball in there. 0-1. Desmond's got an 8-game hitting streak. He's got 14 hits in his last 8 games. Another fastball, and quickly it's 0-2.
Boy, the wheels are usually spinning on these hitters after he's been really effective with that slow breaking ball, the fastball in.
They get you thinking about that slow curve, and you look at a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Greinke has struck out 4 the first 6 he's faced. And now here comes the rookie Hampson.
Well, you could tell he was thinking about that breaking ball, and there it is, that fastball right down the heart of the plate, and he took it.
He has struck out 3 consecutive Rockies. The second big league game for Garrett Hampson, 23-year-old rookie. Had an RBI double for his first major league hit in his big league debut last night. Second baseman. And this one is out to Souza. Zach Greinke with a 1-0 lead at Chase Field. Here from home along with all of us, brought to you by the Arizona Lottery. Get your tickets online during every D-backs home game on Fox Sports Arizona. dbacks.com/50/50 raffle. And the winning number is revealed on a post-game show. That's brought to you by the Arizona Lottery. Daniel Descalso leads off the D-back second against Antonio Senzatella.
There's a nice fastball down in the zone. Daniel's usually one of those guys, he sees some pitches first time up around the batting order.
He has struck out and walked as a pinch hitter so far in this series. Sticking with that fastball, 1-2.
And he likes throwing that fastball in the outer half to either a left-hander or right-hander.
That hard changeup. Senzatella last year threw that fastball more than 70% of the time, more than any other major league starting pitcher. And after that, it was mostly all sliders and very little else. So they're trying to find something else that works for him. Descalso drops one into right field. Carr goes there, one away.
Fans, a D-backs home run today means a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at participating Jack in the Box locations with the purchase of a large drink.
Here's Nick Ahmed. Nick singled last night, had a couple of RBIs. There's Paul Nart, who is the crew chief and third base umpire today. He had the plate last night and rung Nick up on a pitch that was well inside to end the ball game. And the statistical folks looked at it. The data showed that that pitch on which Nick struck out last year or last night has been called a strike only 6% of the time this season. So 94% of the time that's been a ball. But last night it wasn't.
It was one of the 6% last night.
Yeah, and that's not why they lost the game.
No.
So let's not go crazy, but you just hate to see a game end like this. A Wade Davis cutter well inside, and that was the ball game.
Oh, it's just hard for a guy like Nick to end a game like that because you've been grinding it out, trying to have a good at bat there. The game's on the line.
Yeah, you're up against a $50 million closer.
Yeah.
But the Diamondbacks had plenty of other chances. It just didn't work out last night. That'll get out of play. And so Gonzo, they're kind of going through well, maybe their second extended downturn this year. These lulls happen over the course of 6 months, but for Torrey's ball club, they've lost 3 straight, 12 of 18. But they're fighting. I mean, these have been some tough, really disappointing losses. They've been close, grinding ball games, coming up a run short. Fastball missed. It's full 3-2.
Well, the thing with the D-backs really do so well is they put themselves in contention to win those games. Even though they come up on the losing end like last night, they had an opportunity to win that game. So if it was just a 1-2-3 inning, nobody on, but they got runners on, they create that excitement and that opportunity to win.
Been very competitive along the line. Here comes Cargo, foul ground. He runs out of room. Let's go down to Kate.
Well, guys, exactly what you're talking about, Torrey, last night, just explaining. Last night was a loss that really hurts the team, especially those back-to-back heartbreaking one-run losses. However, he said it stretches like this that really test a team. You get to see the character, what you guys are truly made of, how you lean on each other, not pointing fingers, and how you come out of a losing skid on the other side. And he said that's what really impressed him this May with the team, when everyone was facing something he'd never seen before in baseball. But the one thing about the Diamondbacks is they just kept going through it as a team, one unit, not breaking down against each other. And hopefully that's how they come out on the other side of this one as well.
Got that fastball in. Nick fouled it off. Yeah, this is Torrey said, look, it stings. You lose a game like last night and like Friday against a division rival like that. It's going to sting.
No, and it's no secret. The Rockies have been playing good. They've won 12 of their last 14 games. And these guys are playing good baseball, too.
Yeah, Rockies 8 games over 500. That's a season high for them. Good at bat here by Nick. Senzatella moving that fastball around. Remember last night, Gonzo, Nick had 4 plate appearances, swung at the first pitch at all 4. And this is an 8-pitch at bat right here.
Yeah, he was super aggressive yesterday.
Base hit. What an at bat by Nick Ahmed, a 1-out single.
Well, here you see the pitches to Nick Ahmed. First pitch slider, another slider down and away. Fastball in the outer half, fastball in the upper outer half, fastball down, fastball middle, fastball up and in. Another fastball down, and then a fastball middle bottom part of the strike zone. Nice piece of hitting there by Nick Ahmed.
Nationwide Vision Center's eye on the game. That at bat gives you an idea of how much Senzatella relies on that fastball. Just one after the other. Mathis lines on Arenado. They double off Ahmed. Hang with him. Mathis had a double down the line. Instead, it turns into a double play for the Rockies. There's the Gold Glover. It's 1-0 D-backs.
To nothing here. We talk about Zach Greinke. Let's see what type of pitches he's using there. There's a breaking ball down and in. Another slow eephus curve. Another curveball. Fastball right down the middle.
Nationwide Vision Center's eye on the game. Greinke already with 4 strikeouts as the catcher Tom Murphy starts off the Colorado third.
Yeah, and he's really got all his pitches working this afternoon.
He has thrown a first pitch strike to all 7 batters he's faced so far. Murphy 291. Had the big home run last night as a pinch hitter starting behind the plate today. There's a fastball for another first pitch strike. Murphy came up 8th inning against Yoshi Hirano, got a hanging splitter, and that was the difference in a ball game. Colorado won it 6-5. This was it. Yoshi Gonzo left a splitter up.
Yeah, that's a good spot for a hitter. He saw it up out of his hands and took a pass at it. He's got to hurt.
He asked a little bit more of Yoshi last night after Archie had that long outing on Friday. Greinke now with 4 0-2 counts to the first 8 batters. The fastball got away from him.
And what's really been effective for Greinke is that fastball that runs in under that right-handed hitter's hands.
Here's a look at the D-backs defense against Murphy.
You know, the last time we saw Yoshi, going back to him, was in that rain game that we had in Atlanta.
Yeah. That Friday series opener. Skied to right for Souza.
And I think he's trying to kind of overcompensate. Remember, he had never pitched in rain, really. And he was overcompensating on that split finger. He couldn't find it. And then we saw him here. Everything was up. So it's almost like he lost command of it there for a little while.
It was a long outing for Yoshi. 1 2/30 through 23 pitches. They don't usually have him go that long. And I think you're right. That combined with a layoff and a long outing all worked against him last night. Here's the pitcher, Senzatella. First pitch fastball, another first pitch strike for Greinke.
Well, when you see guys taking pitches like that, I know this is the pitcher hitting, but they're definitely thinking about that off-speed breaking ball that Zach Greinke's been able to throw for strikes.
That was the slider. Now he left it in a bad spot up, but the sliders looked awfully good so far today. 40 pitches, 27 strikes. Got him. Another hard slider. Greinke, 5 strikeouts the first time through the order.
The day after every D-backs win, get 50% off all pizzas at regular menu price. Use promo code DBACKS50 at papajohns.com.
Second time through now, Charlie Blackmon. He grounded out to lead off the ball game. D-backs will put 3 defenders on the first base side against him. Only thing that makes you nervous, Gonzo, is this is how Zach Godley started last night. Zach set down the first 9 he faced. Walked 2 in the 4th, but left him stranded, and then after that had all kinds of issues. Changeup miss, 1-1.
Well, I like to think the Zach A, the one that's on the mound instead of the Zach B that pitched yesterday, this guy will be able to handle the situation a little bit better. He's been through some tough games in his career. And that fastball in on his hands.
And the velocity the last couple of starts for Zach has been up a tick. It's consistently 90-91. Thumbs up.
Cute kid. Well, we got him here from all ages tonight, this afternoon.
Once again, kids got in free today. 2 free kids tickets with the purchase of 1 adult ticket. Fastball's off the plate. 2-2. Center field, A.J. Pollock. 1-0 Diamondbacks. Kemp for the Dodgers today. Homered in his first 2 at-bats at Miller Park in Milwaukee in L.A. in the 9th inning now. Leads 11-2.
He's really had a good year for the Dodgers.
Sure has. That was just a kind of a salary move, almost a salary dump, and it turned into an all-star season for Matt Kemp. Here's Greinke. Dodgers a game up on Colorado, game and a half ahead of the Diamondbacks atop the NL West. Giants are 4 back. Giants right now losing 2-0 in Oakland. They're in the 4th inning.
Zach jumping away on that inside breaking ball.
That sends a Tellus slider. Kind of comes and goes for him. Fly ball, left field. Parra's there. Here's Peralta. David had that 4-hit game Friday here in the series opener. A couple of doubles. This is sliced out to left field for Parra. 2 outs.
And Peralta didn't waste any time. He tried to jump on that first pitch.
Here's Goldie. Struck out his first time. 7 strikeouts in the series so far for Paul. Sends the teller, relying on that fastball. There's the defense against Goldie. 3 infielders on the left-hand side. Another fastball in very quickly. 0-2.
He tries to set that fastball up inside, then he usually goes back away with that heater off the plate to Goldie. That's what he did last time.
There's a look from Moss Cam. Another fastball at 96.
Tried to go down and away with the heater.
This is Senzatella's first action in 2 weeks. His last appearance July 8th, exactly 2 weeks ago. He's been down with a blister on his right middle finger. Fly ball headed toward the right field corner, but slicing out of play.
Goldie's making him work a little bit here. Working him in and out. Up and down in the zone.
Senzatella in that long layoff did throw the other day what the Rockies called an aggressive bullpen, about 35 pitches. Tom Murphy running through his signs behind the plate.
Or he got a mistake there. Fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 p.m. the following day at participating locations.
Murphy wants it down. Trying the slider a little too low. It's 2-2. It's funny, you see catchers all the time tap their gloves in the dirt when they want the pitch down. Murphy just pointed with his throwing hand. Missed up. Catches Goldie looking with a slider. Through 3. It's 1-0 Diamondbacks.
They got Parra out the first time. Fastball up. Fastball again fouled off. Curveball down. The changeup. Another curveball here. And then the slider. The wipeout slider to knock him out in the first at bat for Gerardo Parra.
Nationwide Vision Center's eye on the game. Parra leads off the fourth. Zach with 5 strikeouts so far. He's walked 1. He's not given up a base hit.
That first time up, he used a little bit of everything to show Parra.
Good hard changeup. 0-2.
This is where your wheels start spinning up there at the plate, because he's thrown you a couple changeups in a row, and you know he's got every one of his pitches that he's throwing for a strike, so really you can't sit on anything.
Oh. 2-2. Trying to drop it in there.
You see the curveball.
64 miles an hour. That was a pretty good pitch. 50 pitches, 33 strikes.
And as a hitter, if you take a good pitch like that, there everybody thought it was a strike, you're going to be a little over aggressive on the next pitch usually.
Like that.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to take anything close, because you know if the umpire missed it, you're thinking to yourself, if there's another one close around the plate, he's going to give it back to him.
Greinke and Mathis thinking along with you there, Gonzo. They gave Parra the changeup that time, and he just did get a piece of it. Fastball coming.
You know, it's pretty amazing with these two guys, with Mathis and Greinke up there. They really don't shake each other off that often, you know?
Yeah.
Seems like every time he's put the numbers down or the fingers, Greinke's pretty much been in the same page with him.
They really do work in tandem together. Went through a couple of signs that time. Slider missed. Greinke starting to feel that slider a little more, but now it's full 3-2. Arenado on deck.
Parra just hanging on there. After seeing all those breaking balls and changeups to Ephus, curve, things like that, that fastball coming in at 90 looks like it's coming in 94, 95 miles an hour.
Pitch number 9 in the at bat right here. Fastball away. That's 6 strikeouts. He's set down 8 straight.
Pretty good at bat right there by Parra, but he gets that fastball outer half. Not able to catch up to it.
Arenado has been their only base runner. The 2-out walk in the first. Third takes a base hit away. Well, now Arenado knows how it feels.
Boy, nice reaction here by Jake Lamb. Here you see the reaction by Nolan Arenado. He's done that plenty to a lot of other players on other teams.
Did it to Jeff Mathis for a double play back in the second. Shift is on against Cargo, who struck out to win the first.
You could see that first pitch right there. Zach's trying to tie up Cargo. Doesn't want him to get his arms extended.
What's amazing to watch Cargo and then think of a guy like Anthony Rizzo, who we'll see this week in Chicago, a left-hand batter who stands right on top of the plate and leans out over into the strike zone. Cargo's way back there.
And really, as far off of the plate as Cargo is up there at the plate, he wants you to want to go down the middle because you think he's off the plate, and that's pitching to his strength because he wants to get his arms extended to get that ball up in the air.
Two and two.
Well, that's great location by Zach Greinke.
'60 pitches, 40 strikes. He has walked one, struck out 6. Story would be next. Zach Greinke has set down 10 straight Rockies. He's got 7 strikeouts and a 1-0 lead. D-backs 20th anniversary continues as Fox Sports Arizona brings you a new show on the 20th anniversary team. It debuts next Sunday, right after the D-backs and the Padres on Fox Sports Arizona. A.J. Pollock's on that team. He leads off the 4th against Antonio Senzatella.
He did a nice job last time he was up, stroking that double down the left field line.
Came home on a Steven Souza Jr. RBI double. Both those doubles with 2 outs back in the first. Rockies have the shift on. 3 infielders on the third base side. Yes, he went. Carlos Torres down there, 1-1. Oh,
let's take a look here to see if he goes. It's a good call.
There's that slider. You can tell it's just not a dependable pitch for Senzatella. He said despite the blister, he felt fine throwing his slider in his bullpen session the other day. That's the pitch that is most affected by that blister. Arenado backhands it at third. Nice high hop. 5 in a row set down by Senzatella.
Fans receive 15% off at Chase Field Team Shop when you see The Card by Gila River Casinos. Sign up for The Card today.
Here's Steven Souza Jr. and the RBI double that has knocked in the game's only run so far after his 3-hit night last night.
I think you just see a little bit more confidence in him, his body language.
And a little more relaxed too. This was Souza after Pollock had doubled with 2 outs in the first.
And he got that breaking ball, stroked it down the left field line.
Fastball's low, 1-1.
But I think for him too, now he's finally got his average over 200.
Up to 221.
I got a feeling when he hits to Chicago, that home run number is going to jump up a little bit too.
Good fastball in there from Senzatella. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got him. 3rd strikeout, 2 down.
I think this has been Senzatella's most effective pitch on that righty, that fastball away on that outer edge of the strike zone.
Here's Jake Lamb. Rockies will put the shift back on. Jake rounded out his first time up. Right now in a 4-for-33 skid at the plate.
He's just got to look for good pitches to hit, swing at strikes.
Fastball in there. What's been happening with Jake is he's actually missing pitches that are right down the middle of the plate. Kind of the same thing that happened to Goldie back in May. Here's a look at the Rockies overshift.
No, you start overthinking when you're struggling. When you're playing well and swinging the bat well, you don't think about anything. When you're at the plate, you clear your mind. Well, you said it earlier. Here he is again, 1-2 count.
It's been like that all month for Jake Lamb. Good crowd here today. Kids got in free again. Tried a curveball. It's 2-2. Final in Milwaukee. Dodgers beat the Brewers 11-2. Giants trailing at Oakland 3-1. They're in the 5th.
Let's see if he comes with that fastball away on that outer edge.
Nope. Try the changeup. Senzatella 60 pitches, 40 strikes. 3-2 on Jake Lamb with Descalso on deck. It's a wild slider for ball 4. That's his first walk. Here's Descalso. Daniel flied out to right his first time up.
been known to come up with a big hit when we need him.
Sure has.
Good numbers, 257 with 9 homers.
That one is throw into right. Lamb in at third. They're on the corners with 2 down for Nick Ahmed.
Well, I tell you, he's a good professional hitter. His first time up, saw a lot of pitches. Second time up, he already knows what he has. Jumped on that first pitch he saw.
Just by the rookie Garrett Hampson. And Lamb takes the turn and digs for third.
You can still see a little indecisiveness from Ian Desmond at first base. He hasn't really played there all that much. He kind of started to go for the ball and then he backtracked over to first base.
Yeah, longtime shortstop in Washington. Played the outfield for Texas a couple of years ago. Nick singled his first time up. Left field. Oh, it's by Parra. And here we go. Lamb is home. Descalso is home. And it's 3-0 Diamondbacks.
Boy, great piece of hitting here by Nick Ahmed. Jumps all over that first slider. Hits it down the left field line past the diving Parra. Boy, just out of the reach of Parra.
And
for
again,
a sliding triple.
Ahmed jumping on the first pitch like he did last night. Here's Mathis.
Well, I tell you, that was set up pretty good by Jake Lamb, having that good at bat to work the walk.
Yeah, good point. With 2 outs. Walk, single, triple, all with 2 down. Mathis can tack on a run right here. Fastballs, a strike 0-1.
Well, 3 of the 5 hits from the Diamondbacks have gone down that left field line in the corner. 2 doubles and a triple.
Yeah, both the first inning doubles with 2 outs that made it 1-0. That was a good slider from Senzatella. 0-2. Got him. But the D-backs get 2. They lead it 3-0.
the sweep and holding their own this Sunday afternoon as they take a 3-0 lead to the 5th inning. And it's time now for our Valley Toyota Dealers Let's Go places. And the Diamondbacks, well, they are heading to Chicago. And the next stop will be 4 games in Chi-Town, followed by 3 games in San Diego. And you just saw Clay Buchholz. Well, he had a rehab against outing for Visalia on Thursday. 6 innings, giving up just 4 hits while fanning 6. He was, of course, placed on the disabled list back on June 25th with that oblique strain. But right now, everything trending in the right direction, says Torey Lavella. Today, Clay had the ball in his hands once again for a bullpen session, and Torey said he believes that Clay will come out of that just fine. And hopefully after the game, Torey will feel confident to name Clay the starter for that Tuesday game in Chicago. So we will keep you posted on that through Postgame Live tonight.
Trevor Story, fly ball, right field. Souza's at the track. 11 straight set down by Zach Greinke. Thanks, Kate. Good to have Clay Buchholz coming back.
First baseman, Ian Desmond.
1 pitch, 1 out. That's what you like to see.
Here's Ian Desmond.
Desmond, a victim of the strikeout last at bat.
Out of play.
Well, they're starting to be a little bit more aggressive here early in the count on Zach Greinke, trying to jump on that first pitch. They're seeing how effective he is with all his pitches. They want to get that fastball and try to jump all over it.
One and one. Desmond with an 8-game hit streak. Got the low strike call that time. 1-2.
Boy, Zach just looks calm out there, doesn't he?
He's been here before. Wouldn't bite on that slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hampson, the rookie, on deck. Deep drive to right. Souza at the wall. Ian Desmond, the Rockies' first hit. They're on the board, 3-1.
Trevor Story just before Ian Desmond got a pitch like that and just missed it to right field. Ian Desmond gets that heater out, just drives it out to right field.
That's his 19th of the year. Just over the head of Souza.
Good effort by Souza out there in right field.
Sliders a strike to Hampson.
You got to kind of worry a little bit. That fence in right field is not a it's more of a harder wire type fence. So it's not like left field where you have a little bit of padding out there.
That hurts.
And Souza kind of has that football mentality every ball he goes for. He's not going to let up. One and one.
There's a strike with a fastball. Got him. Fastball off the plate. Got the call. 8 strikeouts for Greinke. 2 down.
Fans of D-backs will host ASU and U of A nights here at Chase Field. Get a custom ASU or U of A cap and a discounted Base Life Reserve ticket for just $25 with a special event ticket pack. ASU night is August 21st and U of A night is September 6th. Visit dbacks.com/events for more info.
Here's the catcher, Murphy. Boy, Zach really got a break on that last strike 3 call. Well off the plate.
Murphy with that 1 homer. That was that pinch hit homer last night.
That was the difference. Broke up a 5-5 tie in the 8th inning. Swing and a miss. 9 strikeouts for Greinke, but the Rockies get on the board. It's 3-1. August 4. The annual alumni game festivities presented by Sanderson Ford start at 2 o'clock. Special pregame ceremony honoring the 20th anniversary team. Get there early, fans. Get this t-shirt giveaway courtesy of Gila River Hotels and Casinos. Visit dbacks.com for more info. The Gonzo Geico. This day in history brought to you by Geico. Gonzo on that 20th anniversary team.
Well, you see all those franchise numbers. I think they're going to be broken sooner or later by Paul Goldschmidt. So,
well, maybe only 1 or 2.
I need to get back to my fighting weight there. I like that.
We all do. Here's number 20 up in the rafters here at the ballpark as Greinke leads off the bottom of the 5th.
You look at Greinke, he tries to do a little bit of everything. Since 2011, Greinke ranks in Major League Baseball amongst pitchers first in hits, first in doubles, on base percentage. This guy does it all. He takes his hitting pretty serious.
Sure does. 1-2. David Peralta, the on-deck hitter. Called strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Senzatella. Here's Peralta, 0 for 2. David is grounded out, flied out.
Well, I could see David being one of those guys to get hot in Chicago also.
Oh, yeah.
Weather should be pretty nice for you guys.
Up the middle. Hampson, the rookie, makes a nice play. Here's Goldie.
First baseman, Goldschmidt.
He struck out twice. Rockies put the shift back on.
He's going to have to go pretty good to try to get to 100 RBIs. He's got 52, but he can do it.
Well, you were mentioning your records, Gonzo. One more for Goldie in this ballpark. And he ties you for the most ever, 95.
Well, I'm sure he's going to get at least more than one here before the end of the season at this ballpark.
And he strikes out for the 3rd time today. And the 9th time in the series, 3-1 D-backs.
Get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone.
Antonio Senzatella, the Rockies pitcher, leads off the 6th against Zach Greinke. Greinke so far has given up only 1 hit. The Ian Desmond homer.
Senzatella got a good cut at that one, 81.
Greinke 9 strikeouts so far. 1-1.
Boy, he's just so effective with those pitches. He's got great command. Knows right where he wants to put the ball every time.
That slider's been much improved. And the slow curveball. That's 10 strikeouts and 3 in a row.
Center fielder.
Man, he is this generation's Greg Maddux. If you really think about it, the way he pitches.
Sure is. Charlie Blackmon 0 for 2.
It's just really refreshing to see him pitch. You're always thinking about guys coming out throwing 94, 95 miles an hour, trying to blow it by everybody. He just uses every one of his pitches.
Greinke now with 10 strikeouts, 23-2 when he punches out at least 10.
That's an incredible stat right there.
D-backs have the shift on. .80 pitches, 55 for strikes. He has walked 1 and punched out 10. 1-2.
A good pitch by Zach Greinke there in the lower half of the strike zone.
Waves at the Ephus pitch. 11 strikeouts and 4 in a row.
Where you see that breaking ball starts up in the strike zone and ends up in the dirt. It's got great rotation on it.
He has retired since the walk to Arenado in the first. 15 of the last 16 he's faced. The only one was the Desmond homer. Here's Gerardo Parra.
Darts that fastball on the inner half.
Parra has struck out twice. Fly ball center field. AJ. Zach Greinke. 11 strikeouts and a 3-1 lead. Souza Lamb 3, 4, and 5. D-backs have out-hit Colorado 5-1. They lead it 3-1. Rockies have the shift on against AJ. Fastball's a ball.
AJ's been hovering around that 300 mark all season long. Probably one of the most dangerous hitters in the first month of the season before the injury.
Arenado in front of Story. 1 away.
Save the date for Hispanic Heritage Day presented by Bud Light on Saturday, September 8th. Enjoy a pregame D-backs APS Fiesta, including food, live music, and more. Plus the first 20,000 fans to take home the Ketel Marte Luchador bobblehead, courtesy of Pepsi. Visit dbacks.com for more info. I'm really digging that bobblehead.
It's cool, isn't it? Steven Souza Jr. RBI double in the first, struck out his last time up.
Souza's up in a hitter's count now. 2 balls, no strikes.
Three and 0. Lamb on deck.
Man, he almost has the same type of setup as Paul Goldschmidt with the bat, the way he kind of leans it back.
Yeah, he does. Almonte, the right-hander, Russin, the lefty in the Rocky bullpen. Swinging on 3-0, fouls it off.
We talked to Torey Lovello about the 3-0. He usually likes to give guys the green light.
Ball 4. Just the second walk issued by Senzatella. Lamb was the other one. Here comes Jake. And here comes Bud Black. He's got Russin, the lefty, ready. And that'll be it for Antonio Senzatella. We'll take a break. It's 3-1 Diamondbacks. .58 ERA, his 35th appearance of the year. We saw him in the series opener Friday night.
39 2/3 inning with 34 strikeouts, 19 walks. He's also allowed 7 home runs.
And Jake Lamb, about a 180 batter this year versus left-handers.
And the deeper you go into the, you're in a pennant race now. The last 2 months of the season, Jake Lamb's going to start seeing a lot more of these lefties coming out of the bullpen to face him, especially sitting in the middle of the batting order.
Got lefties back-to-back here, Lamb and Descalso. Jake has grounded out, walked, and scored. Story, the shortstop, right behind the bag at second. Arenado, as always, all by himself on the left-hand side. What was your thought facing lefties as a left-hand batter?
I tried to use the middle part of the field, left center, right center. I didn't try to hook balls because of that sweeping slider or the breaking balls, things like that. If I tried to get out in front, then I look really bad on a breaking ball away.
Arenado in near the edge of the grass. Why did that work?
Well, it kept my front shoulder, and it also helped me facing left-handers to stay on the right-handers a little bit better, because you try to keep your front side in, which is your, for a left-handed hitter, your right shoulder in, and you try not to pull off of baseballs.
There's that cutter trying to sneak it through the front door. Jake's ahead 2-0. Jake against lefties usually looks to go to left center field. So he'll pretty much ignore anything middle in.
Oh, he's up 2-0. You got a chance here. If you want to sneak a pitch, you can take a chance to try to cheat on one. Oh, and he got it too. The fastball, he took it 2-0. That's where you got to be sitting dead red, because he doesn't want to lose you. I think Jake was over guessing, just thinking he was going to try to throw something middle away, and he ended up coming right down the middle.
Off Hampson at second. Everybody's safe. The rookie, just his second big league game, Garrett Hampson.
Well, this ball was hit pretty hard right at him. Two-hopper.
E4. Here's Descalso. Gotta try and take advantage. Descalso singled and scored his last time up.
You definitely want to take advantage of that. That was a two-hop double play ground ball. Wasn't able to make the play on it.
Yeah, they should have got Russin out of the inning. Instead, 2 on, 1 out.
That pitch on that outer half.
Sinker away, a ball and a strike. Descalso about 270 versus lefties this year. Does have 3 home runs versus left-hand pitchers.
They're giving him the whole left center field gap. That's a good take right there. That's a tough pitch for a left-hander to lay off of.
Getting the video ready to go. Oh, check swing foul, 2-2. For these games, Gonzo, D-backs, Rockies, just a grind, man. One after the other. You grind out every inning, it seems like.
Yeah, they're always close. This one's a 3-1 game.
Here comes Murphy for a word. Dodgers have already won. LA beat Milwaukee 11-2. Giants trailing in Oakland 4-1. They're in the 7th. D-backs trying to leapfrog Colorado, get back into second place. 2-2. Curveball missed badly. Full count, 3-2. Nick Ahmed on deck.
Oh, he wants to throw a strike here. He doesn't want to walk him to load the bases. See if Descalzo can get a good swing at it right here.
There go the runners. Ball 4.
And I tell you, that's great patience right there by Daniel Descalzo.
And now Bud Black going to bring in his right-hander. With the bases full and 1 out. Back after this. Air conditioning and plumbing, cool play of the game. Gonzo, Nick in the 4th.
Yeah, he did a great job right here getting on that first pitch that he saw, hitting it in the left field corner past a diving par for a triple, driving in a couple runs. And he's really been effective jumping on that first pitch that he sees.
He's getting up there, bases full against the right-hander, Yency Almonte. Just up from AAA Albuquerque, only his 4th big league appearance this year. Bases loaded, 1 out, 2 walks and an error. A chance for Nick.
Now batting, shortstop, Nick Ahmed.
Well, yesterday, Souza had the RBI single with the bases loaded. Friday, Ketel Marte had the big hit. And now Ahmed, bases full, 1 down.
And Almonte is basically a 3-pitch guy, fastball, slider, changeup. See if Nick can jump on that first one again. He's got no place to put him.
2-0. Missed with a couple of fastballs in.
Oh, he's trying to tie Nick up. Nick's gotten in a good hitter's count right here. He's got to be looking for that dead red heater.
Another fastball in. It's 3-0. Mathis on deck.
Well, you got to think Nick's going to have the take right here, 3-0. Almonte hasn't even been close with a strike so far in the first 3 pitches.
Ball 4. It's 4-1. Third walk in the inning. Now a chance for Mathis.
A nice day so far for Nick. Out of the 4 runs scored today, 3 have been driven in by Nick.
Yeah, after he had 2 RBIs last night. 13th bases loaded walk for the D-backs, most in the majors. Boy, Almonte cannot find it. He has yet to throw a strike.
Yeah, that fastball's running up and in on those right-handed hitters.
Murphy runs out there. Base hit. Souza scores. Here comes Lamb and Descalso. And the Diamondbacks have opened up the lead. Jeff Mathis, 2-run single. Souza came home on the walk. Lamb and Descalso follow, 6-1.
A nice job by Mathis. First pitch, fastball up and in. The next one right down the heart of the plate, and he didn't miss it. Well, I tell you, when you're a hitter and he's throwing balls up there, you can sit in one spot, and they tell you if you get that pitch, go for it, and he did. He drove in a couple of runs right there.
And now Greinke will hit. Trying to bunt. Arenado. They got the force at second. And that ends the inning. D-backs get 3, 6-1 Diamondbacks. Inning, 11 strikeouts for Zach, the most this year. Weird play guns that went the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, Greinke lays down a nice bunt here. You see Nolan Arenado charging real hard. I think Mathis thought he was going to first. Greinke did too. Mathis just kind of laid down at second. Zach wasn't even running. A normal third baseman just takes the out at first base. But with Nolan Arenado there at third base, he made a fantastic play to second. Threw it across his body.
And now Arenado will lead off the 7th for Colorado. Greinke has retired 16 of the last 17 he's faced. He's only given up 1 hit. The Desmond homer in the 5th. He's been outstanding. 11 strikeouts, the most this year, and his most since a dozen in May of last season.
Well, he's been masterful today. I mean, everything he's thrown up there, all of his pitches have been effective, thrown them all for strikes. He's got them chasing that breaking ball out of the strike zone. He's throwing that slow Eephus curveball for a strike. Just frustrating the Colorado Rockies hitters today.
Arenado has walked and lined out, 0 for 1.
Ball 2 out of the zone. A couple pitches away from Nolan Arenado.
Always careful with Arenado. Greinke's been very efficient even with 11 strikeouts. 6 of those strikeouts have come on 4 or fewer pitches. Fastball right down the middle. He missed it.
And when you see a couple off-speed pitches like that, that 89-mile-an-hour fastball gets on you. Arenado taking a big swing at it. The D-backs did a great job in the bottom half of the 6th to score 3 runs, give Greinke a little bit more breathing room up there.
Got the call, down and away. 2-2. Carlos Gonzalez on deck. Trevor Story after that. Here in the Rockies 7th. A look from Moscam. 2-2 on Arenado. Pokes it to center. Pollock. Well, Greinke has retired all 6 he's faced since the Desmond homer. Here's Cargo, 0 for 2. He struck out twice. They'll put the shift on. 90 pitches. 62 for strikes. Jumped on the Eephus. Can't keep it fair. It's only the 10th curveball that Greinke has thrown today. He's got 3 strikeouts with that pitch.
Boy, that curveball comes in like a softball.
Sure does.
Coming in there.
I bet it looks like one too. Lamb, the only guy over there. 2 down for Story.
Sunday, August 5th, the premier Mexican soccer team, Xolos de Tijuana, return to Fox Sports Arizona to take on León. Soccer action returns August 5th at 6 right here on Fox Sports Arizona.
Trevor Story 0 for 2. Base hit. Story settles for a 2-out single. Just the 2nd hit for Colorado against Zach Greinke.
Boy, nice job by Peralta getting that ball in quick. Holding Trevor Story up to a single. You got to pitch up in the strike zone.
Peralta gets over there to cut it off and hold him to 1.
He kind of rounded the ball, made a nice circle path to it, and one hop throw into second base.
Desmond homered his last time up for the only Rocky run. He's got 4 hits in the series. He's also doubled and tripled. Now he's hit safely in 9 straight. Bullpen quiet for the D-backs right now. Greinke approaching 100 pitches.
Well, this is the kind of start the D-backs needed right here. The bullpen been struggling the last couple days. You get a guy like Zach Greinke can go a little bit deeper into the ball game.
It sure helps. Bullpen's had to work hard the first 2 games of this series. Oof. That's been a strike most of the day.
Most of the day also, Zach Greinke hasn't been able to throw out of the stretch. This is only the 2nd time in the ball game that he's thrown in out of the stretch.
Yeah, the last was back in the 1st inning after the 2-out walk to Arenado. High chopper. Nick Ahmed. Pretty backhand scoop by Goldie. We stretch at Chase Field. 6-1 D-backs.
Saturday, August 4th, the D-back Spanish broadcast returns to Fox Sports Plus for Game 2 of the Giants series. Coverage in Spanish begins at 5 p.m. presented by your Valley Honda dealers and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. To find the Plus channel listing and the 25-game schedule, visit foxsportsarizona.com.
David Peralta leads off the bottom of the 7th against Gensi Almonte. The great Oscar Soria and Rodrigo Lopez on the Spanish language broadcast right now. Fox Sports Arizona Plus. David today 0 for 3.
David trying to be a little aggressive there. 0-2 count now. Well, he's another guy, when he gets on a roll, he can carry the ball club with his energy level, the way he runs the bases, chirpy in the clubhouse.
He's a talker, no doubt about it. 1-2. Left center. It's off the wall. A double for Peralta starts off the 7th.
Well, that'll feel good for David Peralta getting on that airplane this afternoon, heading over to Chicago. Gets a fastball on the outer half. Takes a nice swing at it, shoots it out to left center field for a double. See, the train is moving.
102 miles an hour on the exit velocity. Here's Goldie. 0 for 3. He's struck out 3 times. Goldie has struck out 3 times in every game in this series, leading the National League.
Let's see, Goldie's going back to Chicago. I think, if I can recall, last year he had a pretty good series over there, didn't he?
A 3-homer game. That was a game with all the rain delays.
Yeah, and I think as a player, you remember the places that you play really well. He's always done extremely well in San Francisco. I know Chicago's got to be another one of those places for him.
Good slider from Almonte. 1-2. Yeah, the guy got it. Wrigley last year was Wade Davis, who's now the Rockies closer.
Good pitcher's pitch there. Nice job by Goldie just to hang on.
Well, that was a messy slider. It's 2-2. Goldie in the series has singled. He's walked twice. AJ on deck. No, he didn't. Carlos Torres, full count, 3-2.
You see the check swing. Nice job by Goldie. Strong enough to keep that bat back.
Sky to right center. Carr goes there. 1 out.
Boy, Goldie just seemed to be just a click off today on all his at-bats.
Yeah.
He fouled off a lot of pitches, just wasn't able to square anything up this afternoon.
AJ doubled and scored in the first, 1 for 3 today. And the 5-hit game here Friday in the series opener.
See if AJ can get a hit here, get his average back over 300s at 299.
Yeah, it looks a lot better with a 3 than a 2, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Sliders a strike, 0-1.
But with that fastball away.
20 pitches, 10 balls, 10 strikes for Yency Almonte.
You know, Almonte to me seems like just a thrower right now. He's really, he just rears back, tries to get that 95, 96 mile an hour fastball. Everything else, he's just hoping he gets it in the zone somewhere.
Got a fastball by him that time. It's 1-2. '97 right down Main Street.
He got a good pitch to hit there. He missed it. These are the guys that are pitching like Almonte. You don't really feel too comfortable up there.
Could go anywhere.
Yep. Especially with his velocity.
Good hard slider. He strikes out Pollock.
Well, let's take a look at A.J. Pollock's last at bat right here. He got a first pitch slider away for a strike. Fastball away for a ball. Here's another fastball he swung through. Fastball at 97 for a strike, and then the slider away.
Steven Souza Jr. An RBI double. He's walked and scored a run. Coming off his 3-hit game last night. Trying to get Peralta home from second. Fastballs to strike, 0-1. Giants have come back to tie the A's 4-4. They're in the 8th inning in Oakland. Dodgers 11-2 winners at Milwaukee. Oh, 0-2.
Another fastball down. Took the first one, swung through that one there, the second pitch. See if he tries to throw that filthy slider one more time right here. He's way up in the count.
'89 on that slider. He's got some gas. Got it in there.
Well, that's what I'm talking about right there. When you got a guy like that,
Yeah,
throws it.
and get those hands out of there.
Throws a couple fastballs in earlier in the game, and now he's throwing nasty sliders, and then he comes right back in with a fastball. I don't think he knew where that one was going. Fouled it off right off of Souza's bat, off the label.
Backs up Arenado at third. And Almonte strands the leadoff double. 6-1 D-backs as we hit the 8th. Six to 1. What's next? Brought to you by CenturyLink. It's off to Chicago. 4 games at Wrigley Field. Patrick Corbin on the mound tomorrow. We think or hope it'll be Clay Buchholz Tuesday, then Robbie Ray and likely Zach Godley on Thursday. A couple of day games there for you, Wednesday and Thursday.
I love those day games at Wrigley Field. You like doing those day games over there?
It depends how hot it is.
Yes, that's true. It gets a little balmy in that press box there.
It's not big, but we have checked in with Tom Skilling, the ace weatherman in Chicago, and actually the weather's supposed to be really nice, very comfortable. I know it's going to be hot here, so stay inside in the air conditioning and watch some D-backs baseball. BB will be back. Gonzo will be feet up.
That's right. Listening to the broadcast. I always like day games that really get great crowd. Get a nice dinner after the game. Good restaurants there. You know Brenly's going to be working on that deep dish pizza somewhere out there in Chicago style.
He may already be there. Couple of pizzas in. After that, it's off to San Diego for 3 at Petco Park next weekend.
San Diego's always great. We always get a lot of fans there.
Yeah, a lot of D-backs fans. There's the curveball. Greinke gets over there. Hampson can really run. That was close, but they got him. Bud Black going to have a look.
I think Greinke does a great job, one of the best in the game at getting over at his position and covering his position.
Well, it would be something to have him finish off 8 complete innings here. About to throw pitch number 100. Here's the catcher Murphy, 0 for 2. This has been a tremendous job by Zach Greinke today, holding this Colorado lineup to 1 run. The Desmond homer in the 5th. They've only got 2 hits. The Rockies in July lead the National League in runs, homers, highest batting average, total bases. They have been a juggernaut this month, but Greinke, even with a 25 pitch first, has dominated. 1-1.
And a much needed game by Zack Greinke for the Diamondbacks.
Absolutely.
Bullpen had been struggling out of the All-Star break the last 2 games. Weren't able to hold it down. And this is why he is the ace of the staff.
High pitch count for Greinke, 109. That was against the Marlins here back on June the 2nd. Pitcher spot up next. Raimel Tapia, who had the big pinch hit grand slam Friday, is on deck. He will hit for the pitcher Almonte. One and two on the catcher Tom Murphy. Check swing foul.
Boy, you know Torey Lovullo had to feel pretty good coming to the ballpark today knowing that Zack Greinke was going to take the ball.
Especially after losing the first 2 games of this series, trying to avoid a big sweep.
And 2 tough games that they lost. Really, they had an opportunity to win both of them.
There's a lot of foul ball. There seems to be some activity, Gonzo, near the D-back dugout. I don't know. Mickey, what's going on down there?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I see some bat boys behind you causing trouble.
The old bubble gum on the hat trick.
Oh, never gets old, does it, Mick? Well, maybe.
It does, actually.
There's the gum on the headset trick. That's a new twist. So you can't rattle Mickey. He's locked in. Swing and a miss. That's a dozen strikeouts for Zack Greinke. That's a season high. His most since last May.
You see the rotation on that change.
Now Tapia will hit for the pitcher. Greinke's career high is 15 strikeouts. That was set back in August of 2009. See the numbers on Tapia and the big grand slam Friday. May 22nd of last year was the last time Greinke had 12 strikeouts in a game. Andrew Chafin starts to get loose in the Sanderson Ford bullpen.
I haven't seen Greinke even sweat today, has he?
I don't think so. He has been in control. 1 walk, 12 strikeouts, just 1 run on 2 hits.
Never really had any high stress situations out there today.
At one point, Greinke had retired 11 straight and 18 of 19 before the Story 2-out single in the 7th. Now it's full on Tapia. Well, you got to figure at 110 pitches, this is it. And it would be a nice way to finish. Well, Baker's dozen 13 strikeouts.
It'd be nice for him to get it right here.
Curveball got him. 13 strikeouts for Zack Greinke. It's 6-1 D-backs.
2 outs, and the Diamondbacks did a lot of that here today. But I'm going to lobby right now. The lead story in Diamondbacks Live has to be pitcher Zack Greinke.
Yeah, we're going to go out on a limb and say
right.
Zack Greinke has been the star of this show today. What a performance, especially that 8th inning. How impressive was that?
Okay, that's where we will begin when this game ends, and that's Diamondbacks Live, guys. Bring it home. Back to the booth.
Yeah, guys, 13 strikeouts. He struck out the last 2 he faced. Our Gila River game summary. Greinke has been the story. 2-run triple by Nick Ahmed. 2-run single by Jeff Mathis. RBI double by Steven Souza Jr. on the offense. Brian Shaw, new pitcher for the Rockies. Here's Jake Lamb. Colorado has the shift on.
Well, it's going to be interesting now for the D-backs. There's nobody warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And Zach didn't really get a lot of handshakes when he came in, and he's still sitting in the dugout.
They had Chafin warming up earlier. Greinke at 111 pitches. No chance for the shutout, obviously, after the Desmond homer in the 5th. Torey Lovullo going over things with Jerry Nair, the bench coach. That one gets by Shaw. Story, the shortstop, with the shift on, one away. Here's Daniel Descalso. He has singled, walked, and scored twice, 1 for 2. Giants have taken a 5-4 lead in Oakland. They're in the 8th inning. Dodgers 11-2 winners at Milwaukee.
Thank you.
Zach looked pretty comfortable on the bench there, doesn't he? His feet up.
Doing some yoga or something. Taiwan Walker. We've seen Chafin in both the first 2 games of this series. Got a couple of lefties leading off the 9th, Blackman and Parra for Colorado. Now it's a 5-5 ball game in Oakland. The A's have come back to tie San Francisco.
It would be nice if the A's can pull away from the Giants here. We win this game.
Leapfrog over Colorado back into 2nd place.
See where Colorado goes from here.
They got a tough stretch. They play a lot of good teams coming up, the Rockies. A lot of teams with winning records. Fastball's low on 3-1. Lost in all the excitement of Zack Greinke, Gonzo, has been Nick Ahmed's last couple of games. Nick had 2 RBIs last night. He's got 3 RBIs today, a 2-run triple, a bases loaded walk. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, when you can get production like that from your number 7 guy in the batting order, driving in runs, it's a pretty nice commodity to have.
It's been a very good game for the lower part of the D-back order. Descalso has singled, walked, scored twice. Ahmed has singled, tripled, walked. He's knocked in 3 runs. Mathis had a 2-run single. There's a low strike call on that cutter from Shaw. I mean, sometimes you just have to sit back and I don't know who else makes that play.
That guy's unbelievable.
It's remarkable.
I tell you, this guy wins Gold Gloves not by accident. He works hard at his craft.
And it's the accuracy of the throw. It's right there to Hampson. Ahmed just able to beat it out at first.
Every time. And I mean, those aren't routine plays. He's making those throws on the money off balance.
Really is remarkable.
He's a highlight reel.
Here's Mathis.
That's why he's got a couple Gold Gloves on his mantle.
Already with 5. He's only been in the league 5 years. They get the force at second. That sends us to the 9th. It's 6-1 Diamondbacks. Strikeouts, what made him so effective?
Boy, he had all his pitches going. He had the fastball, the curveball, the slider, and the changeup. I'm really digging that little eephus curveball that he's got. He really makes a lot of hitters look bad. But when you got all those pitches going, that fastball looks like it's coming in a lot harder. He made a lot of good pitchers, or a lot of good hitters, look pretty bad today.
The only run was Desmond's solo homer in the 5th. 2 hits, 8 innings. He walked 1, struck out 13. And now Andrew Chafin is on to get the final 3 outs as the D-backs try and salvage this finale. Brad Boxberger back there warming up in the bullpen. A couple of lefties started off for the Rockies, Blackman and Parra. Ketel Marte takes over at second base for Daniel Descalso. Blackman 0 for 3.
I think this is where Chafin's got to get a little bit better at first batter efficiency of going right after these lefties. You're brought in to get these guys. Usually falls behind.
Here's a base hit into left center. Blackman now with a 6-game hit streak.
You got a heater down in the zone. Most hitters like Blackman don't miss those.
Well, that's why Boxberger is warming up in the bullpen.
Well, I think the Rockies were just excited to see somebody else besides Zach Greinke out there on the mound.
I'm sure. There's Parra 0 for 3. Well, that's Bracho, pardon me. Silvino Bracho in the Sanderson Ford bullpen.
He's falling behind now. 2 balls, no strikes.
He's thrown 4 pitches, 3 of them outside the strike zone. You don't want to make this thing interesting, not at this point. This series already been interesting enough. Three and 0.
Well, you got to think if you're Torey Lovello, that leash is getting a little shorter here with Chafin.
And with the exception of Cargo, who bats behind Arenado, you've got a whole bunch of right-hand hitters coming up. Bracho still warming up down there. Got a fastball right down the middle, full 3-2.
Well, he's done a good job of coming right back at him after falling behind. 3-0.
Marte, Amen, hey, roll it. How about that?
Well, that outcome changed in a hurry. He got that ground ball, 4-6-3.
Well, Ketel Marte just put in there. Ahmed turns it. And we'll see Silvino Bracho to try and get Arenado. Chafin got a big ground ball right there. One more out to go. Back after this.
Sanderson Ford. This year's alumni game festivities will start at 2 p.m. before the 20th anniversary pregame celebration honoring the 16 members of the 20th anniversary team. For more details and tickets, visit dbacks.com/alumni.
He'll be a big part of that game as always. Here's Silvino Bracho on to face Nolan Arenado. 2 outs in the 9th. Arenado has walked, lined out, flied out. He's 0 for 2. D-backs trying to snap Colorado's 7-game winning streak.
Arenado 0 for 2 today, 311 batting average, but he's played fantastic defense at third. Jeez.
He's put on a show. Always does, it seems. That's fouled away. Bud Black's team about to drop back into third in the NL West. Rockies will be behind the Diamondbacks, both ahead of the Dodgers, or behind the Dodgers, who won at Milwaukee today. Nick Ahmed! Oh, what a finish! Unbelievable. And the D-backs get the finale 6-1. Well, Gonzo, this one all about pitching, defense, and some timely hitting.
Yeah, Zach Greinke was definitely on his game today. He was outstanding. Had some great defensive plays. Look at this one, Nick Ahmed. Fantastic play against a guy who's used to doing it to other players all the time, Nolan Arenado. What a great way to finish.
Now it's off to Chicago. The first of 4 at Wrigley Field starts tomorrow. So the D-backs get the finale. Gracie standing by with Todd. Guys.
Steve, thank you very much. And Mark, you have a phrase that you are fond of saying, literally, almost without question, I think I'll say, every night. What is it?
Hit it to Nick.
Hit it to Nick, right?
We used to say that when I was coaching. Brad Ziegler would be on the mound in the 9th inning. It'd be a close game, and somebody in the dugout would, will somebody please just hit it to Nick? And sure enough, Nolan Arenado just made that mistake.
I think he's carving himself a spot on my added roster to the 20th anniversary team. Just a thought. Nick Ahmed.
Does Gonzo need more bench players?
We'll be back in a moment. Stick around.
Okay.